These reflections usually focus on the gospel for the day. But as you know, the first reading on Sunday is chosen to connect in some way with the day's gospel. Today's Old Testament reading is a personal favorite of mine, so permit me to use it to suggest a gospel connection. The text tells of the prophet Elijah on Mount Horeb, fleeing in fear from his persecutors. He ends up hiding in a cave, much like those I saw in Israel near the Dead Sea. Like you and me, Elijah may be wondering just where God is in the midst of troubles. The prophet endures a strong wind, an earthquake, and fire, but we're told that the Lord was not in any of these. Then comes a tiny whispering sound. Elijah is savvy enough to recognize what is happening. He hides his face and stands to meet God. The prophet endures the dramatic display of nature only to meet God in an unexpected way. This experience resonates with so many times in life when God can surprise us. In today's gospel, the disciples of Jesus are caught in a violent storm on the Sea of Galilee. And Jesus is not with them, having gone, like the prophet, to a mountaintop to pray. But then unexpectedly, the disciples see Jesus, a ghostly apparition, walking toward them on the water. It's a rather dramatic experience. Commentators suggest that we make a connection between Peter and the other disciples with Elijah in the first reading. Peter takes Jesus' invitation to walk with him on the water, but becomes afraid when he begins to sink. And when Jesus saves him, Jesus chides Peter for his lack of faith. When the wind dies down, the disciples, like Elijah, recognize God in Jesus. His presence is that of the Son of God. And here, I believe, is the connection. The faith Jesus was looking for was not to be found solely in the dramatic calming of the sea. Rather, it was in taking the risk to step out of the boat, even in the midst of the storm, to trust that He is with us. Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid.